Breaking news just into Rockfeed, we have some heartbreaking and shocking news to report. As Brent Hinds, the co-founding former guitarist of Mastodon, has died at the age of 51. This, according to local news reports in Atlanta, Georgia, related to a tragic motor vehicle accident. Now, we're hearing statements and tributes pouring in from around the world, the massive impact that he had on heavy music. We also have a statement just in from his former band with Mastodon. Here's what we know about this very sad situation. According to a report from Atlanta News First, the accident occurred on Wednesday, August 20th, in the band's hometown of Atlanta. Police stated that Hinds was riding his Harley-Davidson motorcycle when the driver of a BMW SUV failed to yield while making a turn. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office later confirmed Hinds' death. For 25 years, Brent Hinds was an absolutely essential part of Mastodon's sound and identity. He was one of the founding members, coming together with bassist and vocalist Troy Sanders, guitarist Bill Kelleher, and drummer Brand Daler back in 2000. That lineup would become legendary, staying completely intact for a quarter of a century and creating some of the most important and acclaimed progressive metal albums of a generation. Albums like 2004's Leviathan, a concept album about Moby Dick that is still considered an absolute masterpiece of the genre. Then you have Blood Mountain and the sprawling, ambitious Crack the Sky, records that push the boundaries of what heavy music could be. Through all of it, Hinds' unique, technical, and often chaotic guitar work, along with his distinct vocals, were a massive part of their DNA. He wasn't just a player, he was an unmistakable creative force. But the story took a sharp turn earlier this year. The news of his passing is made all the more complicated and honestly more tragic by the events of the last several months. Back in March of 2025, the band released a statement that shocked their fan base. They announced that they were parting ways with Hinds. The official statement read at the time, "Friends and fans, after 25 monumental years together, Mastodon and Brent Hinds have mutually decided to part ways. We're deeply proud of and beyond grateful for the music and history we've shared and wish him nothing but success and happiness in his future endeavors." They also made it clear that they intended to continue as a band, stating, quote, "We are still very inspired and excited to show up for fans in the next chapter of Mastodon. As we move forward, all 2025 touring plans will remain intact. We look forward to seeing you on the road." Now, on the surface, it sounded like a professional, if not sad, end of an era. But it also seemed like an amicable separation after a long and successful career together. But that wasn't the story, not according to Brent Hinds. In the months that followed that announcement, Hinds made it clear that the split was, in his words, neither mutual nor amicable. Now, following his exit from Mastodon, Hinds had immediately jumped back into his other musical projects, pouring his energy into bands like Fiend Without a Face, West End Motel, and Dirty B and the Boys. It was a sign that despite the acrimonious relationship with Mastodon, his passion for creating music was as strong as ever. And now, just 5 months after that contentious split, he's gone. It's a devastating end to the story of a truly one-of-a-kind musician, a founding member of a legendary band, only to have his life cut short in a tragic accident. It's a heartbreaking final chapter. And we have just received a statement from Mastodon, obviously reeling from this heartbreaking situation, the loss of their bandmate of 25 years. This is what the band had to say just moments ago, releasing this statement. They wrote, "We are in a state of unfathomable sadness and grief. Last night, Brent Hinds passed away as a result of a tragic accident. We are heartbroken, shocked, and still trying to process the loss of this creative force with whom we've shared so many triumphs, milestones, and the creation of music that has touched the hearts of so many. Our hearts are with Brent's family, friends, and fans. At this time, we please ask that you respect everyone's privacy during this difficult time. Rest in peace, Brent." I'm honestly in shock from this. This is a profoundly sad loss. He had so many years ahead of him, and he was working on other creative projects. Obviously, bands can go their separate ways sometime with Mastodon, and that was heartbreaking to see, but he was working on other projects, and according to those local news reports, this is a tragic accident. He's riding his motorcycle, and the vehicle apparently comes into his lane, causing that crash, and this is a heartbreaking tragedy, one that will obviously be felt deeply here in the music community, and my heart goes out to his family, friends, fans, his former bandmates, all of them hurting right now and will be hurting from some time as we feel the impact that Brent Hinds has had on the heavy metal community, on the guitar community, in this profoundly sad day in the world of music. Rest in peace.